Hey, welcome to the St. Louis Syndicate. I'm Nate, he's Brandon, and we're here with your survivor picks for week 9 of the NFL. Brandon, my man, still alive and doing well in Survivor. Who'd we have this week?
Absolutely. Denver.
Denver.
Denver came through.
All
Only
right.
gave me a little bit of heartburn right there at the end, letting Carolina score late.
Denver's
But
playing okay. I don't mind Denver. They're Bo Nix is kind of coming around. They playing strong defensively.
very interesting one. Because after being so comfortable with them last week, I'm now staring at it and going, maybe I want to go the other way this week. So yeah, I'm definitely um kind of trying to figure out whether Denver is really being fueled by playing a bunch of bad teams
Yeah.
or if they're really going to be good and be able to stop really good teams when they come to town.
Man, I'm actually think it's going to be a fun game to watch. I can tell you that 9.5 is way too much in my opinion. We'll get into that though when we talk about Steam.
Sure.
As far as an outright win coming up, I can see why Baltimore could be the play. But real quick, let's look at last week's numbers. Detroit took care of business, beat the dog tar out of Tennessee, which means there's
Yeah.
going to be a lot of people fading Tennessee, and I don't know if that's fair or not because Detroit's good. Tennessee's bad, but I don't know if they're that bad.
Well, and the fact that Tennessee gave up 50 points and only gave up like 110 yards of passing or something like that.
Yeah.
I didn't exactly dig into the box score, but I had it on one of the TVs because I went ahead and laid the points with Detroit, and every time I looked up, they had that kick returner just running with dudes not close enough
Zoom.
to touch him. Yeah, it was crazy. And that's one of the messed up things about um taking points with like a truly fucked up team is you never know how Tennessee's going to screw it up. Like
No.
we thought it was all Will Levis. Like, okay,
Many ways. They've screwed it up many ways.
Levis is just he's gonna throw weird passes. He's gonna throw like unexcusable picks. Like, but hey, the defense is supposed to be pretty good. And you listen to all of these sharps just talk about how like, oh, it's just you're laying too many points to Tennessee, and they just keep getting just drummed
Yeah.
because they can't even get the sport started. It's
No.
like oh man, like
They
it
can't get the
it
sport started.
yeah, it's incredible that you only get 32 of these teams, and you can look down the list and go, there's like 6 or 7 teams that from the top down are not even running like a real organization. Like there's like nobody in control.
Right.
And the funny thing is that Tennessee had a guy that would do that in Vrabel,
Yeah.
provide the control, and they were like, I don't like how this guy talks with all his organization and shit, and just booted his ass right out of like
Yeah.
what is going on?
Yeah.
Like I get it. Everybody puts up a bunch of money to run these teams, so you can't just go like you don't get to own one of these anymore unless they do something supremely vile. But th- I, y- they should.
Well, there's a handful
It's
of them.
kind of
It's not just Tennessee. I mean, look at
no.
the Jets. The Jets,
Hell, you got the
they're all
Jets.
in a very dark space right now. They got
Yeah,
a lot of
Carolina,
space.
New England, who you never
Dallas.
thought like,
Dallas.
yeah, Dallas. I mean, at least Dallas, but
No.
a team of fun players on. Like, I like watching them. You
Yeah.
got Dak and you got CD and they're running around and stuff like that. You turn on a Tennessee game and you're just
Oh,
like, what? What is going on here?
yeah.
Like, where did all of your players go? You guys like purposely drafted slash signed all of these people, and not one of them has a name that I'd go like, yeah, that guy. I wish he played for my team.
Yeah. No.
It's just
No.
not a one.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, it's incredible. And so it's so weird to take a team and just go like, I guess I'm just gonna bet against them like
Yeah.
every week, regardless of what the spread is.
I think Carolina and Tennessee fit that bill nicely.
They do, they do. You know, but then we get to something like this week
Yeah.
where you go, wouldn't it be fun to just bet against Carolina in Survivor? And then you go, well, who's playing Carolina this week? And you flip over to this slide and you go, oh no.
Right. Oh, it's New Orleans.
You're
Yeah, they're
like,
another one of those teams.
like, at least they have a plan. It just so happens that they've got a bunch of injured people. But like, not much of a defense, and then their offense is just evaporating as dudes are breaking their hands and ribs and legs, and they're just a mash unit of players. So
Yeah, this list is awesome, right? Kansas City, Monday night, at home, should just throttle Tampa Bay. But they've got this guy named Baker Mayfield who's going to do something like he's going to throw a Mahomian behind the back magical pass. It'll be Jaden Daniels, Hail Mary to cost you. So that's out.
you're gonna drink
Baltimore's
an
your play,
entire
right?
bottle of Pepto-Bismol. Like
Oh,
you're just gonna sit there and just suck off it like it's a glass of whiskey the
yeah.
entire second half of that game.
Yeah, just watching Baker wing things around.
Yeah. Ugh.
Baltimore's your play, right? I mean, for now, it's a big spread, big line movement. I think Denver's going to get bet back a little bit, but I don't know. Baltimore surely has to win this game. Philadelphia, who's going to show up there? Is it going to be the Eagles that beat Jacksonville 17-3, or are we going to have the Jacksonville team that throws touchdowns at the very end to win because it's the only time they play balls the fourth quarter?
Right. I I want to believe in Philly. Philly's supposed to be good. Like since Devonta and and Brown have gotten healthy, the offense looks significantly better.
Yeah,
But then you look at it and you go like, who did they look significantly better about? And you go like, okay, like Cincinnati supposed to be good, but we have no idea what's going on.
fair
They
enough.
just like they beat the Giants in Cleveland, both on the road, which is nice, but those two teams are just a coin flip game every time they go out of whether they're even going to be serviceable teams at
Yeah,
that point in the
you're right.
schedule. And you got the same thing with Vegas, where like,
Oh,
I mean, maybe Vegas shows up and goes, we didn't really like the way that Chiefs game went last week. Maybe we'll just drum you guys.
I can actually
Like,
see Vegas beating Cincinnati outright in this one.
I can too. I can see everybody beating Cincinnati. That's the problem when you get to week 9 like we are, and the numbers say that I've got a lot of good teams left. But then when you start looking through their schedule, you go, it turns out I trust very few of these teams to do their job. You just
Yeah,
go like, yes, at some point I'm going to pull the trigger on KC, and it's going to be in a game that, it's a horrible mismatch for them. And that one's not going to stress me out because they just go and they're not going to cover for you, but they will win. Everybody else, I guess Detroit.
Detroit.
Like like they are one that like obviously not this week going on the road in division, but like they're the other team that you go, they're just going to go out there and they're going to try to assassinate the entire other team that they're playing. But
Which
everybody
makes me
else,
really like Dan Campbell a lot.
yeah, I mean, he coaches like it's college. Like they're getting paid extra for style points or something.
Oh,
Like he's just like, what if we score with 9 players this week? And you're like, most teams don't score 9 touchdowns, Dan. And he's like, well, we're gonna, and nobody's getting more than one. So we're gonna spread it around. It's a old, greatest show on turf sort of shit going on.
yeah,
So
he's a fun coach, though. But that's why they like playing for him because he's willing
yeah,
to do that stuff. He's going to be like, all right, new challenge this week. It's like if your kid plays Fortnite, man, they play Fortnite. It's like it's a new season of Fortnite is coming out. It's what's Dan Campbell going to do? New season.
yeah. Just try to score with offensive linemen.
Yeah.
or some sort
Awesome.
of downfield shuttle pass. So yeah, the rest of them, I think that anybody that's got Baltimore,
That's the one.
this is the week.
Yep.
I know that you're a little sketchy on the line, but this looks like one of those lines to me where you go, Baltimore had some points stripped off their line because they choked a game away to Cleveland. Denver has slowly been picking up more and more points to their line because they are whipping bad teams into a frenzy. And now they have to go play an actual football team.
Yeah.
So, you know, for the people that like laying big point spreads, this feels like one of those ones where maybe it's going to work out.
Maybe it will.
But I think I'm stuck, with them for Survivor. Um, unless Carr is going to be healthy for New Orleans. I may talk myself into it. You never know.
If Carr's healthy, that could be a play. I personally have no skin in the game, so I really don't have an official play, but I would look hard at Minnesota at home against Indiana. Only because I don't see a lot of situations down the road looking out in a future schedule where Minnesota is going to be a big time play, because their schedule gets a little bit tougher as the road goes. But
Yeah, that's a good call.
I do agree with Baltimore. So, all right, well, that's your survivor play. I'm Nate. He's Brandon. We're the St. Louis Syndicate. You guys have a great week. Good luck on your picks.
Good luck, guys.